Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I feel like I'm back. Alright, so where am I? I'm covering day 3 of the refeed. So just kind of to sum up the things a little bit, I finished a 30-day water fast. It's been about 3 or 4 days now. I've got a little playlist there about the water fast where I started from day 18, worked my way through day 30, and now I am doing some videos on the refeed process. And I was looking back actually the last couple days, just kind of looking at the footage, and I realized, wow, I was still kind of in a bit of a haze. That's what I was looking for. Not dizzy, not lightheaded, felt like a bit of a haze. So just to kind of re-summarize where I was there. So when I came off the water fast, I figured I was going to do a juice fast. And that was because I thought that my thought was that that would be the easiest way to kind of take in nutrients and not be too shocking to the system. So I'm doing a lot of research as I go along, so things change really quickly. So what I quickly realized was that no, you want to actually get yourself eating as quickly as possible, as quickly as comfortable as possible, because you want to get your system, getting its line back and get functioning again. You have a bowel movement waiting in you because things have just been sitting there, so you want to get things moving. So the idea being is you want to start eating and building your way up, start getting in calories, because you want to be stuck in a malnourished, starvation mode, but you want to get the levels up. So I immediately then said, okay, no, we're not juice fasting. We'll definitely have juice on the first day, but let's get other things in. So then I said, I was in my research again. I've been a plant-based vegan for a long time. So a lot of people naturally suggest mainstream, I guess, YouTube and research says when you come out of a fast like this, go for the bone broth. I'm vegan, not eating bone broth, so I had to keep digging and looking to see other options. And it's out there, the information. Look until you find information that works for you. Don't just automatically say, oh, this means this, because it may not be part of your exit strategy. Anyway, so I did, and I had heard, because I do follow other raw vegans. I'm not a raw vegan, but I do, and they who do believe in fasting, and they've said, just come out with fruit. But at the time, I wanted something more, just to kind of see the dot, because everyone will show their first meal broken, but then you still have a few weeks, days, a week or two to build yourself back up. And I wanted to know what that was going to look like. Okay, so I did find someone, I should put all the links in the final summary of all this, and she and others, I guess they all kind of maybe went to the same place, or just, I don't know, for some reason I was hitting that obviously go with high, an option is to go with high water-dense foods. And papaya was said to be one of those really good ones. Now, I had mentioned in passing before, I didn't, in the past, I've never actually liked the taste of just plain papaya. What I'm realizing with my whole food journey is, one thing someone has always said was that you never say you don't like something unless you tried it in the kind of the origin place it came from, because I'm in Canada, so a lot of the fruits and vegetables we're going to get here a lot of the time have been imported. They've been flying here and they have to ripen, force ripen, all that, so it's not going to taste the same. So having said that though, my first time having papaya may have been here, but it may have been when I moved to the tropics years ago, and even still not used to tasting fruit in its natural form, I automatically was like, no, and I dismissed it. It had this funky flavor to me. It reminded me of the smell of socks. That's why I say that. So I could eat it. I would consume it if I had it in a shake with bananas. That perfect blend, not a problem, right? But I'm still I always say to myself, when I'm saying I can't or I don't like something, a fruit or vegetable, I'm always open to try it again, because maybe it's just the way I'm preparing it, maybe it's the way it was introduced to me. Don't write it off. So that's why I said, okay, I think if I try it after this, especially having been eating for a month, I'm sure it'll be palatable, right? So that's how I went with the papaya. I won't go too into that because I did explain those things. So I had a bunch of fruit that I tried. I went with papaya and orange juice the 1st day, and a pear. And the funny thing with the pear, it, it reminded me of the smell of socks. That's why I say that. So I could eat it. I would consume it if I had it in a shake with bananas. That perfect blend, not a problem, right? But I'm still I always say to myself, when I'm saying I can't or I don't like something, a fruit or vegetable, I'm always open to try it again, because maybe it's just the way I'm preparing it, maybe it's the way it was introduced to me. Don't write it off. So that's why I said, okay, I think if I try it after this, especially having been eating for a month, I'm sure it'll be palatable, right? So that's how I went with the papaya. I won't go too into that because I did explain those things. So I had a bunch of fruit that I tried. I went with papaya and orange juice the 1st day, and a pear. And the funny thing with the pear, the pear, all right, so I ate the half of the papaya, fine, and it started kind of getting, I don't know, it wasn't like I was full, because even after that first night of the fast, I still felt like I could have had more. I think I had a papaya, half the papaya, and 8 cups or something of freshly squeezed orange juice. I don't think I had anything else in there, maybe an apple. Next day, because I had to go back to the store because I realized I was going to need more because I didn't think it was going to take me that long to get my calories up. I realized that what I was eating was too sweet. I was just the pear. Oh my gosh! Like the pear, it was too sweet. My tongue was like, have you ever eaten a lot of something sweet and your tongue is just like, it felt coat. I was just like, absolutely not. And again, I've already said I'm not big on sweet things, so it wasn't too surprising. So immediately I said no. I had cucumbers. That was my go-to, and I just chowed down on those. That was great. So that's what made me think for third day, let me get greens. So I do have another little haul I did, sorry, back to the Asian store, but I went and I got more greens because the fruit was just too sweet. And I don't even mean hitting inside my body, just on my tongue. I was just like, I don't want this. So I listened, turned that off. So then the next thing I decided to do, okay, let me get the greens because obviously you want the fiber going in, and you know, I could tell I wanted something more to eat, but I didn't want sweet fruits. So I went, I got greens. I had spinach on hand. I got, oh my gosh, I can't remember. It's in the haul. Oh my gosh, I got spinach. I got broccoli. I got carrots. It's in the haul, you'll see. And what I did is I kind of threw them on the food processor and I ground them up. Now, this was going to be a hit or miss because I know that this could be really rough on the system because that is kind of a lot of fiber, could be roughage. But again, this is about knowing what works for you, right? Because I do come from eating lots of high raw foods, so it's not something foreign to my system. Even though it was after a fast, it was still, I think, something that my system was used to handling. So the intention was to kind of make this food process, all these things into a little bit, food processor. And then I bought romaine hearts, and I was going to use them as boats. So, you just have it, break off a leaf, put it on, and then eat it that way. Now, the thing with this as well, this is where a little bit of kind of like gluttony comes in, because I was kind of like, oh, I want flavor. So I took a tablespoon of tahini, mixed it with lots of coconut water. I'll use the boxed coconut water for the purpose of mixing recipes. I just won't drink that. So I mix it with coconut water, and I thinned out with something else, some lemon, and I just really thinned it out. So it was like a pouring. It wasn't, if you're familiar with tahini, it can be really kind of pasty. This was already liquefied, but I really broke it down just so I'd have something to rub the vegetables in and give it a taste. Then I thought, this has to have a little bit of smoked paprika. I know, where was I going with this, right? And then for the first time ever, I opened chipotle pepper powder. Now, I'm not advising seasonings at all, because again, this is like day 3 I'm going into. And again, you shouldn't be to take it easy. But I don't know, I made sure I watered everything down. It was kind of in there to taste. So the plan had been to leave that for the evening and work my way up. But because I had to go to the Asian store early in the morning and run around and get a few of these things, I was like ready to eat by the time I got home. So I had a little bit of the papaya left, which I finished. There wasn't a lot. I know it was super sweet, but it wasn't a lot. But I needed something instant because I had my oranges peeled, but I hadn't made the orange juice yet. So I had the papaya, that was fine. It was very little that I had left. And then maybe a few hours later, I was just like, you know what, let's just have this salad. Now the whole time I'm listening to my stomach. So bear in mind, I am very mindful that I had to take all this in slowly, because it might be a situation where I eat something and then a couple hours later, it doesn't hit right. So even though I am eating these things and I got a little kind of, over the top with a little bit of spices, I am still, really taking each bite and feeling how it hits. And I was fine. I was fine. Again, you have to know yourself and know what you're used to taking and what you can introduce. I did find, though, a few hours later, my stomach was kind of fluttery, if that's the right word I want to use for it. It wasn't any pain, and then I think I had, this is now going to be the third bowel movement since being on the refeed, and I think that was the one I was waiting for. So the fiber that I took in really helped kind of like, okay, unplug. So it's gone fine. So I'm just trying to now make sure I'm keeping my calories up, and I'm just realizing what works for me, which is like the cucumbers, the greens, tomatoes, that was in there as well. Keeping that simple, and I'm just kind of taking that in. I want to, when I get onto bananas, maybe next week, I don't want to do bananas yet, I just don't feel like doing bananas, but once I get onto those, then I will start having a smoothie. So the idea is I'm trying to get my calories up. I've always thought it was kind of, I've never wanted to be that person when, you know, you pick up a banana, oh, it has da-da-da calories, da-da-da calories. I just don't want to count calories. To me, I don't want that life from weighing things. But what someone did mention to me is that, you know, when you're setting yourself, you need to know how many calories you need to keep yourself functioning. And so what it's important to do is in the beginning, like weigh out that food, use one of those online apps that can measure your calories and stuff, so you know what the calories that you want to have looks like to you. Because a fast food calorie looks very different than a plant-based calorie. So I am in the process of trying that just to kind of weigh out, because I want to make sure that I get my days back to, I don't even know what my calories should be, somewhere between 2,000 and 2,200. I'm just going by standard female at this point. I still got to work into when I full-fledged and working out and all that. But I'm just trying to see what that looks like, so that I know, like, oh, okay, if I've only had this throughout the day, then I need to get more, you know, that kind of thing. And just to kind of sum it up, oh, I do have the haul, it's maybe a little bit longer of a video, but it is what it is. But to sum it up, I was thinking how this part of the fast is probably, I'm learning way more, the refeed process, and definitely it's much more important. There's much more weight should be placed on this, especially coming in, before you even start the fast, because I don't know, not everyone feels like dealing with food while in their fast, but definitely when you think about a fast, an extended fast, definitely look at the exiting part of it, because I think it definitely sets the path of where you want to go. Definitely you don't want to come out eating the wrong things and then, you know, you feel horrible, one. And at the same time, too, you don't want to you want your results to go past the after pictures. You know, and like I said, it's a reset. You want to now kind of, okay, I've done this, maybe I won't maintain 100% of the results, but what do I do, or what can I do to at least, you know, not go back, should you keep taking a step forward, you know what I mean? And definitely, you know, I think it's a disservice to be on this extended fast and your only thought is waiting for that thing in the fridge that you've set aside for the month, or, you know, that item that you're just going to go buy because you haven't had it. Like, really, what can you do next? And if you're planning and listening to your body and really know what it is you're looking to do, it's definitely achievable. And so this is why I'm going to continue recording all this for the refeed. Yes, it may seem a little bit kind of all over the place, a little bit kind of scatterbrained, a whole bunch of food hauls, but it's a reminder for myself of what I needed, what's going to work for me. Hopefully someone else out there may have this kind of question, doing something similar, and maybe was looking for the step, or at least even realizes, oh, okay, this is not a one-size-fits-all. I do have to do research to properly come out of this, just for your own benefit. So that's it for there. Like I said, I'll put in the haul of the greens I have, and I continue on. I am off to eat some cucumbers. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, questions below, let me know.